you guys, so it is Monday night, and we are talking about NaNoWriMo, and we have Sean, Fern, and Shannon here to help us. I'm telling you, today's not my name for my day for names, you guys. God, Jesus. It's just been one of those like long days, okay? Anyways, a quick update because Sandy is not here, and I know everyone has noticed that. So Sandy's daughter-in-law, when they got back from their honeymoon, the next day tested positive for COVID and was really sick. And Sandy has started not feeling well. So she's super exhausted. So she's taking this evening off. And I believe she's going to go get tested and talk to her doctor tomorrow. So I'll just say prayers and stuff for Sandy and David that they don't have COVID and everything like that. So keep her in your prayers. We also have David Baylog's book launch is this Friday from 7 to 8, where your costumes, take a photo and post it in the event page of your costume that you will be wearing. And we're going to have a special giveaway for that. And then on the 5th, as you guys saw in the email, which you guys embrace my like nerdiness with my color coordinating and making it all like holiday festive. But on November 5th is the Texas Sisters Press Anthology. Their book launch is that day at 6 p.m. And then Julie's audio book launch is that following day on November 6th. So, yay, everybody. It's going to be so exciting. November is literally right around the corner. But let's, get through Halloween first and get through this cold front because evidently we're just going to be hit with cold stuff. But Fern, Shannon, and Sean, take it away.
All right, Sean, you get to re-speak everything you had just said.
Oh, no, I was just doing the intro thing of what is NaNoWriMo? And then, of course, the first question is, well, it's, the answer is it's National Novel Writing Month.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you to back up, Sean.
Sean, yeah.
Hey, introduce yourself, sweetheart.
Oh, I'm Sean. I'm Sean. I'm Buffalo Sean. And you can find me on Twitter, Buffalo Sean, absolutely. But me and Shannon are co-hosts of the weekly Writers Lunch here in Houston. And I write science fiction, and I'm happy to use NaNoWriMo as one of my good spurs to push things and make sure that I get my words in. Absolutely.
Fern, darling, do you want to go next?
Yeah, so I'm Fern Brady. Y'all know me. And I'm just around everywhere. And I am one of the MLs for NaNoWriMo Houston because it is probably the 1 month in which I get the most writing actually done, because of the challenge and having to post daily how many words I did. And I'm excited. This year I'm going to draft my really messy and horrendous first draft of the final installment of my series. So I'm looking forward to it.
Hi, everybody. They took the good stuff, but I'm Shannon Winton. I'm one of the founders of Houston Independent Authors, and with Sean, I do Writers Lunch. This is my second official year being a municipal liaison for NaNoWriMo, and like Fern, I love it because I get so much done so quickly, and then I sleep for... Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Your volume is really low. Yeah.
Oof, okay.
You might have to get closer to the mic.
I am right on the mic. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So sorry, you're going to get like a really close up of my face. So I'm Shannon Winton. I'm one of the founders of Houston Independent Authors, along with Sean. We do Writers Lunch every Thursday at 1. But this is my second year as a municipal liaison for NaNoWriMo. And like Fern, I love it because it forces you or pushes you, but not in like a assault kind of way, to get an entire book written very quickly, and it's amazing. So for me, I love the social aspect of it because if I'm by myself at home and I'm not like in the middle of a write-in, there's always like 70 billion other things that you need to do. Whereas if you're there with people who are like rooting for you and that you're rooting for too, there's just this really great kind of atmosphere, this creative atmosphere that you don't necessarily get throughout the rest of the year. And that's my thing.
Yep. So Sean, do you want to just run through like you were saying, what it is and how it works?
Yeah. So the goal is 50,000 words in 30 days, and that breaks down to 1,667 words in per day in that time period. And just like any race, the online tools are great because it'll show as you're up, as you're down, what your average is per day. And one of the better things about it is this is just a race against yourself. So you are not like sad if you don't get there. It is awesome, even if you just get some words out. It's a spur to push you, to get you to do it, and to remember to write every day. And that's really the most important thing to remember, more than bits at a time. I am here at Melange Papery on shift, and so it's basically like you have a lot of stuff to do in your day. People work, people go to school, and NaNoWriMo is something that gets you to fit writing into your day, which is a great practice to keep for the rest of the year. Skip it in December. If you do NaNoWriMo, take December off. Like Shannon said, just sleep.
And I posted the NaNoWriMo official website. And one of the things you do need to do is set up your profile on there. You have to log in and create your profile. You set up your project with a working title. You can put a nice picture that will motivate you, whatever it is that the topic of your project is. And what's really cool is you can create, you get buddies. You can buddy us and other writers who are also doing Nano. You can create buddies. And so it creates a nice place for you to see how they're doing, to encourage each other. Shannon, do you want to talk about the forum? Because I know you're very active with the forum. I'm barely there.
So it's kind of hard to say how the forum's going to really work this year, since we're doing almost everything online. But the forum is a really great place to find people who are in your area of town. One of the things that I think is going to happen is we're going to see a lot more people from all the different parts of town hanging out and spending time together this year. Whereas, traditional write-in where you might be at a coffee shop, say in Pearland, it's really unlikely anybody from Kingwood is going to drive 60 miles down to spend 2 hours writing and then 60 miles back up home. So this year, I think we're going to have a whole lot of people who are from all over hanging out together, but there's still kind of a joy of finding somebody who's in your backyard that is writing like you, that can, prospectively in 6-8 months, maybe a year, like join you at the coffee shop down the road where you guys can write together. And so it's a great place to meet people who are a little bit more local than just, the greater Houston area. Another thing that people do in the forum is they'll kind of add information about where they are in their process, how many words they've gotten that day. And then if there's something going on where they're like, man, I wrote myself into the corner, what do I do? Then there's oftentimes a lot of people who are like, hey, I can help you out. Let's talk about it. Let's figure this out. And we're gonna get done, friend. And so it's really cool because it's like a lot of support right there, like at your fingertips.
Let me throw this out there in the forums as well about kind of the research aspects, which is if you join Nano and during a month that's real active like November, when you're working on your stuff, there are different forums for different plot problems, character problems, where you can ask an expert, and it is very helpful to get different perspectives on how a character would react, how a certain technology would work, how a certain historical would go, or what they would be wearing. And so you kind of have a international community of people who can really, drop on that. I remember looking at one and someone asked about England in the 1600s, and somebody answers from Ireland and goes, let me run down the street, and take a picture of the preserved building from around that time period that's right in my town. So it's just a chance to reach out and get people to actually answer, which is great about the forums as well. And that's for everyone. There's the locals as well. And there are groups like joining and finding friends, especially if you have their email address or handle. I'm Buffalo Sean on NaNoWriMo as well. There's different groups. Join 2 for the Houston area. And that's just a little more centralized. So you can find one on there for Writer's Lunch if you search it. And I can add you guys, would love to. And there are other ones in the Houston area or specific to genre as well, absolutely.
And one of the cool things about this year is because we are going to be virtual, you can join at whatever hour you have. There will be virtual writing rooms all the time. I mean, we have a really great calendar going. And so, and basically the way that the virtual rooms work is, you know, you're going to log into to the link. Okay, the link will be provided. You can click on it, and basically it's just going to be there. Everybody is just sort of there in the background. The Zoom room is open like it is right now, like y'all are right now hanging out. And but instead of having somebody talking, everybody's writing. So we usually mute our mics and we're all just writing. And then when somebody logs in, you know, we say hello and kind of they say what they're going to be working on, and you kind of share a little bit of that, and then you go back to writing. And so it's kind of a very open way, so you can come in and go out. Like some of the days that I'm going to be doing is Fridays in the afternoons, a block of time. Maybe you can come in at the beginning, and maybe you have to leave for a little bit, and then you may have some time to come back in. You can come and go, you know, as you have time for writing, you know, and just be with other writers writing. And it's kind of interesting the first time you do it, because like everybody's just staring forward. We're all on the computer typing and the room is in the background, you know. But it's really cool because you know that you're there with fellow authors who are working on their project, you know. And that's really the goal of NaNoWriMo, is the write-ins. That's the heart of, I think you agree, Shannon, that's kind of the heart of the thing. It's just gathering together to write.
Yeah, absolutely. And feeling like you have like a group of people who are just like you. It can be really difficult, especially if you come from a background where maybe you don't know a lot of other people who are interested in writing. And you're like, well, here's a group of people who are doing what I'm doing, and this is normal and it's awesome.
Yeah. And so we're going to have, and so how many of y'all are night owls? Any of you like write into the night? Okay. So like, I'm going to be hosting a couple of what I call PJ nights, because we're going to be in our PJs. Okay. And so we log in like at 10 p.m. and we go through till like 2 a.m. You know, some of us last longer. And we write, you know. So for those of you who are like inspired in the middle of the night, there will be some Fridays and some Saturdays where we will be having some rooms open, and you can hang out and, you know, come in your PJ. Nobody's gonna, and I used to do these live at like the Denny's or the IHOP, you know, because they're 24 hours. And that was always fun because, you know, there we were, a group of us in a corner that we had basically taken over. And all of us in our PJs, and people would look at us really weird, but we didn't care.
For the people who aren't night owls, Sean, if you're still here, will you talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing in the daytime?
I think he had to go.
Oh, he had to go already? Okay, shoot. Well, Sean, he's going to be doing coffee write-ins in the middle of the morning, like I think around 10 to about noon, a few days a week. And so if you're not a night owl and you prefer to get things done during the day, that's going to be there. One of the other things that we've already seen, like just a whole bunch of events come in from, are both the George Memorial Library, who's going to be hosting things in the afternoons on different days, and then the Houston Library, I believe it might be the Harris County, sorry. They're going to be doing a bunch of stuff daytime wise on both Mondays and Wednesdays. And some of those things are write-ins, and some of those things are actually educational opportunities that are free, that they're putting on specifically to kind of support NaNoWriMo. So I know that if you haven't already checked out our events on the NaNoWriMo website, go do so. I know there's like, I think on the 29th, the George Memorial Library is going to be doing like a really strong kind of Preptober is what we call it, but Preptober session for people to make their goals attainable and to set realistic goals, and then also carve out when they're going to write so that they're more likely to be successful in this process. So there's really like a lot of resources that all come together throughout the month. And then I'm kind of wild, so I'm going to be doing the Write Drunk Edit Sober drink-ins on Friday nights, kind of near where Fern is going to do her PJ thing. So I'll get you started and Fern will take you through the rest of the night. But we'll be hanging out, drinking. I like to have prizes, so the winners will probably get something booze related, and we'll do a we'll do a handoff, you know, like a non-contact handoff for that, because I am not going to try to send alcohol through the mail. but it's going to be a lot of fun. Those tend to get a little bit more wild. So if you just want to sit down and write, they may not be the greatest, but you'll really enjoy it if you like to make jokes or if you like to sprint. If you haven't heard that term, sprinting is where you spend a set amount of time just trying to write as many words as you can. And then the winner gets the bragging rights, basically.
Pretty much. And one of the coolest parts of Nano is that we do have stickers. I don't know about y'all, but I'm all about the stickers. I mean, that's why I voted, really, just to get the stickers. But Nano has awesome stickers, and this is the sticker for this year. And we will be having some little goodie bags that we have put together. And we're going to have different places where we're going to hang out outdoors with the bag, so you can drive by, pick your baggie up. It has just cute things for you, the sticker and other resources that, just for you to write, just kind of as a little pick me up and a little gift, and so we're going to be hosting those. One of the things that you may also want to do on the official site is important, so you can track your progress and do the official win. But also we have a Facebook group, and I don't know, Shannon, if you could post the link to that one, because I don't have it handy. But the Facebook group is great because people will do pop-up write-ins. So like, say there isn't an official write-in being hosted, but somebody has some time to write, or you maybe have some time to write and you have a Zoom account, or you have a Discord account, or you can actually post like, hey, I'm going to be writing from this time to this time. If anybody wants to hang out, and people can just contact you for the link, or you can post the link. I did that a couple of weeks ago, and had a couple people that just were available that afternoon, and they came. So we like to. So sometimes it's just hey, I have some time, and we'll post on the Nano Facebook group, like, here's the link, and I'm going to be on for these hours, and all of the passcodes will be Nano, just NANO, and that way it keeps it all simple, But so far I haven't had to put passcodes in. It just sort of has let me in. So, but just in case. But we'll always post it so you remember. Any questions that you guys have about NaNoWriMo and how it works, or how you might make it work for you? Yes, Jeremy.
I don't know anything about it. I just went on and I signed up, and so one of the first things that asked is to add a project.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that would be your book, yes.
Yes.
And then it says that so when you're doing that part of it, it asks like the name of it, of course, where the status is at, etc., what type of thing it is, and it says associate with a NaNoWriMo event, optional. So it has NaNoWriMo 2020. Would you do that, or just no event at all?
Yes. So you would go ahead and associate with the 2020, because
great.
that's the challenge. Yes.
Okay, got it.
There's also external incentives to do that. If you win NaNoWriMo during actual November, you get a bunch of discounts on a whole lot of writing resources like Pro Writing Aid and Scrivener and Dabble. You can actually get some cost reduction in your Ingram Spark submissions. So like when you go to actually put up a book on Ingram Spark, they usually charge you a little bit of money, and they waive it if you're a winner. So like there's some financial incentives to win and have everything set up right on the account.
Yeah. You can print.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was gonna say, so basically what you really want to do is write 50,000 words, okay? So what I usually end up doing is creating a Word document where I put the 50,000 words that I put in during Nano, because sometimes you might be working on a book project, but maybe you get stuck, but maybe you write a short story, or you write a poem, or you write something else. You could just put it all in one big document, and because the way that they qualify you as a winner is you upload it once you've done your 50,000, you upload it to the system, it just word counts. It doesn't look like, hey, did you do a whole book? Is it any good? You know, it does none of that. It's just word count. So you just upload your word count. And, you know, if you have 50,000 words in that document, then, you know, it doesn't all have to be on one single project, you know. So I have found in previous years that sometimes I end up diverging from my project because it's just not coming. So that helps.
Let me throw
And
this in,
what-
because the word count thing has disclaimers on it that this is not saving your work. This is not copying your work to anywhere. It is counting the words and immediately deleting it. Because I have, you know, thought about that as far as am I gonna-
Right.
to the internet. Yeah.
So it did say how much privacy do you want public?
As
Brett?
people view your profile.
And the benefit to being
Oh, got it.
public is that you can put buddies, like your friends who are on there can hook up with you on the site.
Oh, got it.
If you're more
So
private.
that's really more about your profile than it is about the words that you're putting in.
Correct. Like it won't share
Got
your
it.
words out at all.
Got it. And so what do you win? I'm sorry, I must have missed the very beginning. Forgive me, I woke up from a nap and jumped right on.
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights, yes, Gaga, yes.
You
Tip-
win writing an entire book. That is what she won. But again, if you are legitimately winning, so don't fake it, don't pretend. There are like coupon codes and discount codes for a whole bunch of different writing
Right, I remember.
software and platforms. So
So how do they determine winners then? If
you
it's
hit
not
that
by information, just by word count.
yes.
Word count. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you get the
And
50,000.
you get a very nice certificate. You get a very nice little icon sticker that goes on your profile that you have won, and it keeps track. Like it says like how many nanos in a row you've participated in, how many nanos you've won, and it
Okay.
keeps. It's interesting because it's always fun for me to see like the total word count over the years that I've been participating. It gives you like how many words you've written over the course of all these years. That, you know, in November. And so you get to see like how many words are kind of a running count there.
Okay.
And you can buy the winner's t-shirt. You get a winner's t-shirt that you can wear.
Well, you got to buy it, but yeah.
But you do have to buy it. Yeah. But it is a nonprofit organization. So it does kind of survive on just donations because everything is free. The site is free. All the forums are free. The FB group is free. You know, all the write-ins are free. So, I mean, you know, there is no charge for any of it, you know, so when you buy like a t-shirt or something, you're kind of supporting it, and you can donate as well. So, and then they have like some like days, what I think one is coming up where you can, when you donate on that particular day, you can get like a little pin that says that you donated, and it puts something on your profile picture that says you're one of the people that donated, you know, and things like, I think it's a little halo, right? Isn't it a halo?
Think
Or
it's
was
a
that
halo,
one of the
but-
years and now it's different? Who knows?
I'm not sure what it is this year. I'm, you know, bad Shannon. I haven't donated yet.
I have a question.
Well, you know, it was probably the only halo I ever had. Serena.
Yes. So I'm on the site and there's several sponsors. You got Kindle Direct Publishing, you got Dabble and Hermit. So with these sponsors, would you say that the benefit is maybe being a part of this is maybe having a one-stop shop, understanding of what these sponsors are offering? You can click, I guess you can click on each one of these sponsors' websites, huh? Would you say that's the benefit?
They give discount
Okay.
and for participants, and then higher discounts for winners. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you do get discounts, and you do get to know a lot of stuff. I mean, there's, you know, we've all kind of become familiar with Scrivener, or we've heard about it, but there's actually like all these other software that writers can use, and you get to see them and explore them, and you get discount codes for them as winner and participant. And so it's a really great way to just see what's out there in the community. It's also just good to community build, it's just kind of branching out your network and meeting other writers. And that's, I think, one of the biggest benefits that I have found, is that you just get to meet so many writers. And in the past, it's been mostly writers around you, that are near you, but now you can just meet any writers that show up on the virtual space. So
One of
Okay.
the other things that NaNoWriMo does with the money that comes in from the donations is they run something called the Young Writers Program. And depending on what part of the country you are, that they do provide a bunch of educational resources for schools on how to teach creative writing. But they also offer the same kind of support for younger writers that are still in school, where they can create clubs and they can create communities. And most of those are guided, to help them basically like learn how to take their creativity and turn it into a full story. And so there's a lot of kids that the writing that they learn otherwise, it's not creative writing, and it's like persuasive essays and that kind of thing, whereas this allows them to kind of have fun and learn how to express themselves. So I always think that's like a really big benefit of donating to the organization, is that you are really helping kids essentially like learn how to express themselves as well.
in November is the big push, where we do the 50,000 words, and everybody is working towards that challenge. But an ongoing benefit of the site is that you can actually set monthly goals on the site. So every month, if you're revising, you can set your goal based on the hours that you're going to be revising. So because, word count with revision is kind of weird to calculate, but you can say, okay, during the month of December, I will, at least revise for like 2 hours, because I'll be exhausted from November. So, or you can set a goal in January for like, oh, I'm going to do at least, 1 hour a week, or a day, or whatever you set your goals. So it's a nice way to ongoing keep up with a goal and just set a goal, and then you're competing against yourself. So you meet it, you don't meet it, there's not really any penalty, but it gives you a place to track it, which I thought was a really beneficial thing for me, because I'm a kind of person that needs a goal, and a deadline. Because if I don't have a deadline, it's just not going to happen. Anybody going to be writing a new project in November? Anybody working on drafting something right now? Jane?
I'm actually revising an autobiography. So, yeah.
I'm going to work on the third book in the Gemstone series. I was supposed to be working on the second book in the Gemstone series, but I only wrote one time on that one. But I'm going to write the third book in the Gemstone theory. The first book was a NaNoWriMo book, and I won that one on that one. I fell very short on the second book, let me tell you. There was a lot of partying going on during the second one, but the third one is going to be great.
Yep. Jeremy, you said you were going to work on something?
Yeah, book 2 of Planobound, yeah. So some of it is written already. Does that matter?
No.
Technically, no. You'd be what we would call a rebel, which means that you're writing more of something that already exists. And so
okay, got it.
Traditional NaNoWriMo, it's brand new material completely.
Oh, got it.
Rebels, sometimes they write 50,000 words of poetry, or they write 50,000 words of revised content, or 50,000 words more of a novel that they've already started. So
yeah, it would be more of the novel that's already started, right? Go ahead.
I think that there's a way, when you set up your project, I think there's a way to say, like, you already have X number of words.
Oh, okay.
So then when you so that they know, like, okay, that you're coming in with these many words, but you're writing 50,000 additional words.
Got it. And they do, so as you're doing this, because I'm just doing this as we're talking, it says projects Pinterest, which I have a Pinterest, but I hardly ever use it. But I guess I could put it in there. But then it says the project's playlist, and it has a website for that. What is a playlist?
Oh, I did one of those for my last book, actually. So this is, I see it on Twitter a bunch and stuff like that. But it was, think of it two ways. A playlist for your project is either what you listen to while you're writing it, or
got it.
I did this and I put it on YouTube as a Karman Crash, Karman. And it's kind of what would be the soundtrack of the book. So it's either mood things or it feels like an awesome way to refine, what your character is like and stuff, or what the environment is.
Sure.
So that's all it would be. And it's not something you would put on right now, but maybe as you're going through, if you have one day when you're not so inspired, if you've already had an outline or you already have ideas, think about what a playlist might be for this. And YouTube is a great tool to just make your own playlist of videos that are already out there.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. And I don't know about y'all, like sometimes I like to have music playing, but sometimes that distracts me. But yeah, the playlist is really cool just to get the feel of just the mood of your piece, I think, And you don't have to do all of it either. I mean, like, I don't think I've ever uploaded a playlist.
No, I just skip past it. I mean, Planet Bound does have its own soundtrack, so it's not ready to be put up as a playlist, though.
Fern?
Yes.
You can go on YouTube and look up the epic music soundtracks.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get 8-10 hours and it's all instrumental. So that does not detract from your attention, because I'm like that as well. I can't listen to music with lyrics because then I want to listen to the song. I want to know what they're saying. So to cut that out, I play only instrumental and epic music from movies, games, all kinds of things. And that is soothing. It gives you the right atmosphere. You pick the fast ones for your action scenes and the nice slow ones for mood setting. And it works, because there's no voice distracting you.
Yeah, I forget who you use, Athena. You use a specific
band, yes, the Two Steps from Hell.
Yeah, two stages from hell?
2 Steps from Hell.
2 Steps from Hell, yes. I looked them up the last time you mentioned it, and I had a blast listening to them, but then I forgot the name. 2 Steps from Hell.
Yeah, and that's a good resource, Athena, because like I can't. If I'm listening to a song I like, I end up singing it. And then I can't write. So epic music, that'll be good, instrumental.
One of the things that I would also suggest for people, especially if you are the kind of person who likes to be able to listen to background noises and maybe you're missing the cafes, there is a website that's called mynoise.net where you can mix a whole bunch of different backgrounds together. And some people already have what they would call playlists for the same thing, where they've formed these cafe sounds or background noises of people eating or dining in a restaurant or quiet conversations behind you. So if what really helps you get into the mode is that zoning out of the background noises, there's kind of an artificial way to create that even if you're stuck at home.
It's called what? My Noise?
Let me run back over to it so I don't call it the wrong thing, but it's mynoise.net, and I will share that in the chat.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And that is true. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes if you're used to writing in a public space, that background noise might be good. One of my, so Karina, who does our graphic designs, she once made an office soundtrack, of just people working in an office. And it was funny because she included a dragon flying by occasionally and roaring. And she's like, this is Inklings. And I was like, yes, dragons. So that was funny. So you could create your own. I know she did one.
Yeah, that's the cool thing, is that you can sort of take the existing things and add them and then change how high the levels are of different stuff, so that you can be like, oh, I want really loud background conversation, or I want really low background conversation, but I want that kind of clanking of dishes for whatever reason. If that's what feels like your old writing haunt, then you can try to formulate it. And so it's really nifty, especially if music is not your thing. But I'm kind of in the same boat as the last speaker, I think, Athena, where I'll listen to a whole bunch of like video game music, even though I don't play video games, just because it'll have the right tempo for like the action scene, or it'll have the sort of sorrowful sadness of whatever it is that I'm writing, and it just fits from whatever montage it was in the game. And so I can definitely see if actual music with words doesn't hit you where it hits other people, and you're like, no, I need these sounds instead.
And one of the cool things, when you go on there and you make your profile, there's badges. And these are just your personality as a writer. So they have like a badge. If you're a plotter, how many of you have to have like a really detailed outline before you can start writing? Okay. And if you're a plotter, there's a badge that you click on it and it activates, and that's your plotter badge. If you're more like me and you're a pantser, right, and you just sort of start writing, and who knows where it's going to go, it'll go somewhere, you can put that. They even have a badge if you're like a mix, like if you maybe start as a pantser but you got to stop and plot, they have a badge for that. They have a badge, wait, there's some really fun ones.
They have a badge for voting. They have a badge for, like, if you were a voter, they've got a badge for that this year.
Yeah, so you can like display your voter badge, and you can display like badges for like things that like once you set up your project, isn't there a badge for that? And so it's just kind of cool, because it's kind of like when you letter in high school and you have your jacket with all these patches on it. I'm motivated by badges and stickers. So if you ever need me to do something for you, offer me stickers and badges and I'm there. I'm just going to say.
Pins?
Pens will work. I love pens.
No, pins.
Pins. Oh, pins. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, have any, did y'all, oh, see? Yes. Stickers. That's right. That's right. I'm telling you, that's how you get me there. I remember it was really cool when I was a kid to have a cloth cap and you put a whole bunch of pins on it.
Yes.
Y'all remember that?
Yes, of course. Beanies.
I'm in there now setting up my new project.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
just decided I'll go in there. I already know what I'm going to do, but no outlines, no planning. We're just going to fire off on November 1st and
go.
I don't understand you pantser people.
So this will be a new one for me. I've done 2 fantasies, 2 crime stories. So this is going to be another fantasy, but it's in the same vein as the last one. And this time, no planning. Absolutely no planning.
You're one of my own people, because that's how I do it.
I usually write all that stuff down. I usually have a complete outline and everything done before I even.
I was gonna say, like with your crime novels, like, wow, can you do that without planning, like a mystery?
Gabe apparently can.
Wow.
Well, let's say I have never done that before. I'm always a plotter. So now I'm going to go ahead and fire off this one as a pantser. Just let it rip.
Yeah. What's frustrating with my writing coach, Max, he's always making me stop to do a design document, which is basically an outline. I think it's just that he wants to know where it's going. But it is helpful, along. I usually do those in revision, which is really weird. You know, it's when I start revising that I actually do it like an outline and see where it is and see where my plot holes are. But when I'm drafting, I'm just like, let's go. Where do these people want to go? What do they want to do? Let's find out.
This,
And it's
You do that all in your head beforehand, Fran. And you plot it all out.
No, you just write little notes on the top of the page.
Oh my gosh.
You want to hit sometime in that
There
chapter.
you go.
yeah.
You,
I
you write a
can't.
chapter heading and you write your plot out in the chapter heading, and then from there you keep going.
Exactly. Write 2 or 3 lines and then do your 13 pages off of that half paragraph that you wrote.
There's something called Plotter, and if you go there, it actually creates your entire document. So you can put everything into blocks. You can include pictures, you can do whatever you want. And then that way it just keeps you on track. You don't have to follow everything, but at least every time you forget something, you just open the document and everything is set out in front of you. So you can see quickly, it's all there, all in.
What is that, Athena?
Plotter. So it's
Plotter.
Plotter.
Okay.
Is it a website?
It's a
Yeah,
website.
yes.
It requires a subscription, but it's really cool if you're
Yes.
visually oriented because it does bring things together in blocks, almost like a Kanban board. It's like a cousin to a Kanban board, almost, I would say. But it also has, if you know about Save the Cat, or if you write romance or a traditional mystery, it's already got the built-in outline set up, and you can
Yeah.
just create one of those and fill in the blocks that are already there. So if you're doing a hero's journey and you're using like a 21-step method and you click on that, it's just like, okay, well, this is when the mentor dies. How's it
exactly.
happen?
Yes. So it's got like the snowflake, the journey,
Mhm.
the hero's journey, the save the cat. So you can keep all your beats and your scenes, safe. And that way, if you forget something, just go back and everything is opened in front of you, and you can see all your chapters, your prologue, your epilogue. You can see
It's just
anything.
plotter.com.
Yes.
but with no
Yeah, I'll
E.
check it out.
Yeah, no
Okay.
E. No E.
One of
Oh,
the other really cool
PLOTTR.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got
One
it.
of the other really cool things that Plotter does that I don't think they highlight very well, but it's a really cool thing that they do, is you can put any of the major arcs. You can show that inside of each of the block segments,
Yes.
or which characters are going to be in this chapter, and so you can download the information into Word, and it basically creates a book map for you. So it's really nifty, and I know they do it, but at the same time, like whenever I see their like how-tos, I don't see them really highlight that much, but I love that like attribute of it.
Yeah.
David and I are just sitting here going, whatever.
I do everything that you're talking about. I do on my own. I have like my own format for all of that you're talking about. I didn't know there was, and my format is fine. I'm happy to. It's truly extensive, but if I don't have that beautiful, pretty outline, I mean, I like have all of the because in the game everything is done with headings, so I have all of the headings all done, every little, and all in order, and and very little changes of that as I'm writing. But of course, the writing. In fact, I'm changing a large portion of book 1 right before the end here. What am I doing? But I'm choosing to.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask for going back to actually NaNoWriMo for a moment. For doing your word count, do you have to do everything online, or do you do stuff and then you just post it later? Because I do most of my writing in parking lots and in spaces where in between errands and jobs. So I'm I
Match
don't
for
have
them
online
right there.
access till I get home again because I don't want to write into McDonald's.
You don't have to do it there, but some of the metrics that they study, like there's a timer on there that you can turn on and then turn off when you're done with the writing session. And so unless they've updated it, you have to do that in the moment, or else it won't be able to extrapolate the information for like how
It has to
fast
be entered
you
before
write or your
midnight.
rate of
Before
writing.
midnight.
Okay.
whenever
But
I think they're on the
you
East
can
Coast.
definitely like go in there and say, okay, I wrote 2,000 words today, and then you just put it in for the date. So you can do it either way, but like the functionality is better if you like let the website know that you started and that you stopped. But
And I'll tell you, I've never used that. I'm a rebel in that respect. I just write when I write. I never really go in and say, oh, I'm starting my writing session. write it, and then later at the end of the day is when I go in and update my word count for the day.
Okay.
Because
you just type
usually-
it in, or you just copy it in?
No, you just type it in. So the only time you're going to upload your words is at the very end, once you've actually got all of them in your document. During the sessions, there's a little counter that will begin to be active once November 1st starts. It's all at the top, and then you just go in and say, you know, update my words, and you can. And they had last year, I don't know how they're going to do it this year if they've changed it, but they had like, if you could just put the new total that you had, or you could, you know, do the adding like today's words, and then it would calculate the total for you. So depending, since I do everything on a big Word document, I would just go in and see, okay, how many total words does it say I have right now? And I just, you know, update it that way. But you just go updating it every day, and you get a badge.
Oh my gosh, for in your badges.
I'll just say, you get a badge for, you know, you're updating it every day. You know, like consistent updating.
Yeah,
I'm
you
all
bet.
about the badges. I just
Cub Scouts left a bad taste in my mouth for badges.
See, I was never a Girl Scout, so that's probably why I like badges so much.
They're cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Stickers
Like-
are definitely cool.
Oh, stickers. But you do get you get a lot of fun, and you get a lot of tools to track yourself. And you can, like Shannon was talking about the writing sprints that we do during the sessions. It's really fun to see just how many words pour out in a given amount of time, you know. 15 minutes, how many words can you pour out in 15 minutes, you know? And that gives you a really good way to gauge, you know, at ongoing your own goals. Like, you know, if you know that you can get, you know, 1,000 and something words in an hour, then you can set up your goals on an ongoing basis. You know, like, okay, if I write for 1 hour every day, I can have these many words.
I hate those. Because no matter how many words I think I'm going to write, I never do. And then I'm thinking about I need a couple more words. I need a couple more sentences. And I'm not thinking about the story anymore. I'm thinking about if I can write just one more paragraph, I'll hit that goal. And that throws me off. So my only goal is 1,166 words a day. That gets you to the end of 50,000.
I think you have to do 1,600, right?
1,666.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my goal is to hit 2,000 every day.
And one of the things that
So that when I don't do one day, I'll still win.
yes, and that's one of the things I was gonna say. Like, I'm hosting Fridays and Saturdays, long periods, because you know you have Thanksgiving in the middle of November. You know, those are not days I'm gonna sit down and write. You know, I already know those. I know my family's not gonna leave me alone to write. So I try to get as many words done right up front, so that, you know, I'm not.
And we were at the Miami Book Fair, which shows up in the middle of November. That's a week. And yeah, that's why one of them I only got like 20. I just looked. I only got like 27,000 words in during one of them, because I do believe we were at Miami Book Fair, and we kind of like partied a lot.
That's the one, yes.
Yeah, we stayed at a really nice place, lots of party going on. So yeah.
Yeah, and usually every year Inklings Publishing hosts a writer's retreat the second week of Nano, where we head off on like Thursday and we come back on Sunday, and we go to like a cabin somewhere, or at, you know, a place by the beach. And that was a really wonderful thing, because you're with fellow authors and you're just writing and you're in a relaxing place, and you know, we usually feed you. You know, we provide all the food and stuff, so you don't have to worry. and that's always been a really great thing. But this year, unfortunately, we have to, we had to cancel it because, COVID.
Safety.
Oh, too bad this is in the wrong period. This looks nice.
But it's awesome if you guys are going to go for it. And it sounds like a lot of you guys are signing up already. When you're on there, you can go to your region, which is Houston. And when you go to the region site, you will see myself and Shannon on there, and you can just buddy us. And we're gonna post Sean's handle because he didn't get to put the official application in time. We missed the window, but he is going to be our ML, so you can buddy him as well.
And I don't know if you guys can hear me, sorry if I'm having mic issues, but one of the things that they do for when you're finding your region is they do it by country, state, and then municipality. So you're going to look for USA, then Texas, and then Houston. There is a brand new region, a sister region that I think is Spring Conroe. So if you're up there, you can join one of them as a home group and then join the other one as like an ancillary group. So it's really up to you how you do it. But if you are in basically anywhere besides Spring and Conroe around Houston, that's how you'll do it, is USA, Texas, Houston.
So Shannon, I'm actually on that region page, and I actually joined the Texas Houston site. So how do I buddy you?
If you look at the overview, it's kind of in the middle of the page. There's overview, events, and admin. And you see to the right, there's your MLs. And my pen name is Shannon Tierney. So you can click on my name and then go over to my profile. And I believe there is a friend button in there. So
buddy button. Is that called buddy button? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a buddy. So like once you go to my profile underneath my avatar, my picture, I believe there is an option that says like buddy this person, but I don't have anybody on here that I'm not buddies with that I can check with. But let me see if I can find somebody. Yeah. So, sorry. So
I think
again,
I'm having some issues, so I'll probably have to play around with this.
so I found somebody, but if you go to anybody's profile, on the left-hand side, there's the circular picture and then their name underneath it. It'll also say how long they've been a member of NaNoWriMo. And then below that, it'll say you are or you're not buddies with that person. And then there's a green button that says send invitation if you aren't buddies yet.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And we're probably going to be offering occasionally, like throughout November, little Zoom meetings to, like, if you're getting stuck in your novel, you want to just troubleshoot your plot, we'll do some of those. Or if you're having trouble with the site, you can always email us or contact us, and we'll try to help you with troubleshooting. The site was updated last year, and that was a lot of fun.
Sorry, she's being facetious.
Yeah, it's always fun in the middle of Nano to like have to figure out a whole new site. It's awesome. No stress, but it's more or less, we've got more or less a handle on it. They're tweaking it every once in a while, but most of it, I think we're good guiding you if you're having some trouble.
Before we run out of time, do you want to talk about our kickoff that's going to happen on Halloween?
Yes. All right. So October 31, it's a Saturday. I mean, what an awesome year to not be able to meet, but it's a Saturday. So we're going to kick off Nano with a work room. We're going to start at 10, right?
10:30, I think.
10:30.
Yeah.
We're starting at 10:30. We'll meet and share, what our projects are and share some information on upcoming meetings for that week. And then at midnight, okay, at midnight, we will start writing. And so that's always been a really great fun thing because people can come in costumes. You can come in your costume or your PJ because you're at home this time. So it's either or. And, exactly at midnight, the room becomes silent because everybody's just click-clacking away. And, you know, we try to get as many of our words in to get us a firm start, you know, into the event. And it's a lot of fun. It's usually a lot more fun when you can meet in person. But this time we're all just going to be together. It's going to be one big region Zoom.
So basically, wait till your kids fall asleep, steal their Halloween candy, and then get started.
Okay, so does anyone have any last questions or need any last inspiration before we kick off this Nano season and go into it next Sunday?
I've already saved it. I
Okay.
don't think anybody else.
Anyway,
can
no?
add in.
No one?
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Awesome. Okay, well then, you guys, we are ending on time today. This is like a first in a really long time. Wild. And my children aren't like, you know, attacking me. It's probably because I'm sitting out here in the living room and they can see me, so they're not like losing their head. So this is a good end to a Monday, you guys. So Shannon, thank you so much for coming and talking. Vern, thank you as always. Make sure that you thank Sean for me. But you guys are so amazing, and I'm so excited to see what comes out of Nano this year. So everyone have a great Monday, and I will see you all on Friday for the mastermind and for David's book launch. So make sure
Yeah,
you're
and
there.
don't forget your tea.
Yes, your tea. Who
Yeah.
doesn't drink
Yes.
tea? If not, then do water and pretend it's tea.
I'm going to
Or
drink coffee, but you know.
that's cool. Or just put whiskey in your glass and say it's just a really dark tea. That's cool too. I'm not going to judge you. Okay. I'm all for all of that. Okay.
I'm
So-
detective.
All right, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on
Bye,
Friday.
y'all.
Bye.